Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Boxing Unlimited here again, and today we're going to talk about the fight between Moses Itauma and Jermaine Franklin. It's a heavyweight contest. It's the the proper fight, and there's a major tear-up. Um, I'll start by saying that I will tell you in no particular order what each boxer have to do to win. Itamu is a good fight for Itamu, a good test for him. He's had 13 fights and no losses, and 11 by knockout. And Franklin, on the other hand, is fought elite class, so to say the least. He's fought Dillian White, lost by decision, fought AJ, lost by decision. So he's got boy experience. But the problem with the problem he has is he's got a good chin, no doubt about that. And as they say, Moses' chin has not been tried. But how can you try his chin when he's knocking people out in round one? So that is why this fight, I was actually among the people that called for this fight, because Moses, as they say, has not really been tested by a durable puncher or who has a durable chin. Even though in his last fight he's knocked Dillian White out in round one and finished him up. And everybody, most people think Dillian White is washed up, and that is why Moses did that to him. They felt the same thing as well when they fought McCain. The same thing, because McCain has given Gigovic a lot of time. He's giving him a good fight, and lasted up to 12 rounds before he was stopped. So they felt, everybody felt in boxing circle that Itauma is a flash in the pan, but I don't think so. I've said a number of times, if you watch my videos when making on the subject matter, you find out that I said that Itauma is ready for all and sundry in the heavyweight division. He's fast, he's young, he's 20 years, he can punch, but we haven't seen him take a punch. Having said that, I have to say that it depends on the style you fight with him. For him to take a punch, it's just by style and what you fight. But if he comes there, blasts him out, that is, if he does something to Franklin, who AJ and White could not stop, if he stops him, that is more respect and more regard. So he needs to fight this fight. Whoever wins this fight is in tune. He's going to be the number one in the. Because Itauma is still the number one. If he wins this fight, he's ready to fight for the title against the champion, Fabio Wadley. Because Wadley now is the champion, and Moses Itauma is the number one contender to the title. Let us see what will happen in this fight, and then we will see. We will know what is going on. I said this before. I predicted. I said Usyk might not fight Parker. And then when Parker lost to Wadley, he refused to fight Wadley, and he's relinquished his belt, he's vacated the belt. So he's open now for takes. Moses Itauma is in line, the number one contender to the WBO title holder, Wadley. And this fight is a big test for him. It's a good fight for him, a good test. Can he win this fight? I say yes, he can. But it depends on how he wins it. That will tell the story. Moses Itauma is up and coming fighter. Used to be a prospect, but now he's a contender. And a lot of people have not given him that respect that he needs. But I think this fight, and if he wins, fights Fabio for the title, I think it's going to be a very good fight. Sorry. It's going to be a very good fight. Itauma is in and out kind of fighter. He's unrelenting, he's reckless. His fight is, no matter how long it lasts, it's good. It's a fight to watch. It's a good watch. So his fight with, obviously, the toughest opponent he's ever fought, Franklin, is going to be explosive because Itauma is explosive. He comes in with that intention to finish the fight once in a while. He doesn't want to go far in a fight. And I believe he will stop Franklin. I said that boldly before the end of the fight. That is my prediction here. And whether you like it or not, tell me what you think about in my view in the comment section. I want to hear from you and know what you feel. But I believe that the system and the style of Moses Itauma is gonna be too much for Jermaine Franklin. I think, and I also believe that Moses Itauma should pay attention to body shots, because nobody has ever tried that on Franklin. You know, he can take a punch, he can hold, he can spoil when he's in trouble. You know, that is what makes him special and make him very tough. He's got a good chin anyway, because his fight with AJ threw all those right hands, right combos to the shin, and he took it and he wasn't staggered. But in his last fight, you know, he showed some weaknesses that I believe Moses have seen and he's going to take advantage of. However, if you see the trunk of Franklin, he's pushed almost to his chest. His coaches, the cornermen of Moses, will have to be very careful. I have to pay attention to that, you know, because there's no way to hit him on the body, because he's scared of being hit on the body. That the body, I believe, is the weakness of Jermaine Franklin. And for Itauma to beat him, Itauma has to go to the body, weaken his legs, and then he'll be ready for the sucker punch through the middle. You know, if he does that, he wins this fight, and he wins it by knockout, by KO before the end of the fight. And I think that is what he's going to do. Moses is a very clever boxer. According to Tyson Fury, he's like a sponge. In everything he sees, he takes it in. Let us see what happens in this fight. But I think the body shots will be very important in this fight. And I think, and I will say that Itauma wins this fight. That is my prediction, by a TKO before the end of the fight. I do not know the round, but before the end of the fight, he will win it. Because once he attacks the body, you know, it shows a lot of things. You know, you take the foot and the legs of Franklin out, and once that is done, his shin will collapse. But Moses has to be very clever. He has to be very tactful, because the way Franklin fights, he fights on the inside, comes after you. Moses has to nullify it. Nullifying it, because Moses is 6'4.5", and I think he's still growing. He might be 6'5" at the end of the day. And Franklin is 6'3". But what he does to his trunk is unreal. He pushes it almost to his chest. That means he's hiding his body. His body has not been tested, and Moses has to test the body to win. If he doesn't test the body, he doesn't win this fight. The weakness of Jermaine Franklin is the body. We've had it here for the first time from Boxing Unlimited, and I'm going to sign off from that. My time is done. You have a nice day and God bless. And please do subscribe. Thank you and God bless. Bye.